everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with Holly. Yeah, today we're going to be doing a bake with us. We've been baking a lot recently in isolation because we are that bored. So today, what are you making?
I am making the one and only chocolate brownie, everyone's favourite.
Yeah,
Can I get an applause?
So I'm going to be making two things. I'm going to make the school cake, and I'm also going to show you really quickly how to make the Ben & Jerry's cookie dough because I've had so many messages about it on my stories.
We actually found it on a TikTok and we loved it.
It literally takes me like 10 minutes, so I'm going to show you guys that first and then do the sponge cake.
This takes me like a while because basically we normally have our brownie in a tray like this. However, that literally gets eaten within an hour.
So she's done,
so I'm doubling the ingredients to make a much bigger brownie.
So that is what we're going to be doing today, guys. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button for us. Just comment down below and I'll be hearting all of your comments. Don't forget to follow us both on Instagram. I'll put it on the screen now. And yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. I'm going to show you how to make the cookie dough, and Holly's going to do the brownie at the same time.
We have also brought the microwave to the table so we don't have to keep getting up to
Yeah, we brought the microwave, right.
Can I just say a little secret quickly, guys? If you do not, because I think the brownie has ingredients for cocoa powder. If you do not have cocoa powder, hot chocolate powder works the exact same. It's
That's what
basically, so if you go to the shop and cocoa powder is not available, which the majority of the shops aren't, get some Cadbury's hot chocolate or any other hot chocolate.
It's
and
actually nicer, isn't it?
I think it's nicer than cocoa powder. So yeah, that's the only twist I'm putting on the ingredients.
Okay, so for the cookie dough, you need 67 grams of brown sugar and 3 tablespoons of white sugar. So I'm going to just pop that into a bowl.
The chocolate actually says on the ingredients that you would have seen, dark chocolate. However, we are using dairy milk because we don't like dark chocolate. It's normally 200, but we are going for the 400. So we can double the mixture. So this is my bowl to be melting the chocolate in. So I'm going to wait for Erin in the meantime to break up the chocolate into little bits to put in the microwave to melt. So put your 200 grams of chocolate, or if you want to double it like us, 400 grams into a thing and measure it. Use whatever chocolate you like.
Okay, so I've mixed both the sugars together, and now I'm going to cut up my chocolate just into like chunks. You can use like chocolate chips, but we don't have any, so I'm using a knife, but kids, please be careful. So I'm just going to crush all this chocolate up instead of doing chunks, and it started to melt because it's so hot today.
Okay, so once you have got the 200 grams, I'll just recommend putting them into squares so they melt quicker. So this is really tempting because I always try and eat it when I shouldn't.
This is honestly my favourite thing to eat at the minute. It's so quick and you don't have to bake it or anything. So I've chopped up all my chocolate, mixed my sugar together. Now I'm going to weigh out my butter. So you need 76 grams of butter. So I'm going to weigh that out and then I'm going to melt it because it's easier to mix. But you don't have to melt it, don't we? Melt
Okay, so this is my 400 grams of chocolate. I'm going to put it in the microwave. So my chocolate is ready. I'm going to melt this. I would say for a minute, do 30 seconds, stir, put it back in 30 seconds, stir. And do not let the chocolate burn because it will ruin it.
So once my butter is melted, I'm going to mix it in with my sugar, and then I'm going to show you what to do next. Okay, so I'm going to mix my butter with my sugar.
I'm putting my chocolate in to melt.
Mum,
do you like a microwave?
Jesse's got a bread.
Mum hates us baking because we make a lot of mess.
Says we always make a mess, but we're trying tidy. Okay, so I've mixed the butter and the sugar together. Now I'm going to add in my chocolate. Okay.
Then 30 seconds. So after 30 seconds, give it a mix.
Oh no, it's just going to melt my chocolate because the butter's warm.
Oh yeah. Oh well, maybe add more chocolate now because it's not as warm.
No, I've literally just added it. Okay, so
maybe it's like a good idea, melted chocolate in.
Wait for your butter to cool. Okay, so now I'm going to add my flour. Now I'm going to add 96 grams of flour.
This looks unreal.
And then I'm just going to stir it all in.
Okay, so I've done a minute now on the chocolate. However, it's still got a little bit of lumps in it, so I'm going to put it in for 10 seconds. Don't do any longer than that because you will burn it.
Now I'm just going to mix my flour in, and it'll come into like a little dough. That's what you want, so obviously it's cookie dough. Okay, and then before it goes into a proper dough, I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla.
Okay, so my chocolate is melted in a bowl. So just give it a little stir, make sure it's actually done. Okay, and then after that, for the brownie, you want to melt 250 grams of unsalted butter. Yes, it's a lot. Don't melt it in the same bowl as the chocolate. Get a separate bowl and melt it in that. This actual block measures 250 grams exact there. So I'm gonna put all of this in to melt. However, I am doubling the ingredients. Okay, in my cookie dough, you wanna add a little pinch of salt. I did think, like, I don't understand why you need to put salt in it, but I can taste it now when it doesn't have salt in it. So I'm gonna mix that in, and then I'm gonna get the milk and put like a tiny, tiny little capful of milk in, and it will basically bring the dough all together. So this is what it's looking like. And then it will literally form into a dough, and then that is literally it, you're done. Okay, so I'm gonna add half a capful of milk. Basically, you don't want it too runny, you just wanna literally form it into a dough. You will need to mix it for quite a while until it forms into a dough, and it will get there, don't worry. Like, I added too much milk at one point and it was just so runny. So what you want to do is just keep mixing until it starts to mold together. What's half of 250? 150?
No.
What?
125.
It's half of
250 is 125.
So I'm going to be melting 125, which is about half of the 250. So I'm just going to go down the middle and just guess, because to be honest, I don't even think you need to weigh this out. I think the butter's quite unique, so you can use as much as you want.
What?
But do you follow the
No,
but like do follow the 250 guidelines.
it's quite unique. What do you mean it's unique?
Like, meaning like, it's not like really strict, like the self-raising flour's like 250. The butter's like 250.
The butter's quite unique, guys.
Yeah, like.
No, I would suggest following the recipe. So you can see it's literally forming into a ball. You want to just keep mixing until it comes together. And then literally, you are good to go. Okay, so now it's come all together. It's ready to eat. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge for about half an hour because I like it a bit cold. But that is Ben and Joe's cookie dough. Okay, so now I've made my cookie dough, I'm going to make my school cake. So if you don't know what a school cake is, it's plain vanilla sponge cake.
Wait there. Sorry.
It is basically a plain vanilla sponge cake with like icing on the top, and it's so good. Okay, so this is so easy, this recipe. It's basically 6 ounces of everything.
Okay, so after you have melted the butter, obviously yours is going to be a lot less than mine, but I'm doing double, remember. I'm going to pour both of the butters into the melted chocolate that you would have melted earlier.
Can I have that bowl after you, please?
So you want to do, oh, it's dripping a little bit. You want to do both bowls, not both, but I'm doing both. But if you're joining in with me, both bowls. Oh, don't want to splatter on me. And then you want to mix the butter with the melted chocolate.
Right, so I'm going to weigh out 6 ounces of butter for my cake.
Oh, is that perfect?
Oh my god.
Perfect.
You just put this in the microwave for me, please.
How long for?
Looks like quite a lot of butter.
How long are you looking to go in for?
30 seconds. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna weigh out 6 ounces of sugar, and then I'm gonna mix the sugar and the butter all together. Me and Holly try so hard not to make a mess because we don't want to get in trouble. And every time we try so hard, something always goes wrong. Like the other day,
Erin smashed a bowl.
I smashed the bowl, spilled yellow food colouring all over the table. So I'm gonna mix the butter and the sugar together until it's all like mixed together, nice and creamy.
I'm still mixing my chocolate and my butter, just to let you all know.
We don't have an electric whisk, it broke, so
we are
slightly annoying. Okay, so I've mixed my butter and sugar together. Eggs. Eggs?
What?
3 eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna add 3 eggs. Oh my god, it's got a feather on it.
Bum fluff.
Right. A trick I learnt from Shelly Chef Boy.
Shelly Chef Boy!
Was basically not to do loads of little taps, because that's when you break off loads of little bits of shell.
Oh, do
You're
one
meant to
big
do
one!
One big crack, so. Okay.
Erin's still done it wrong anyway.
I've got like 3 massive bits of shell in there.
But at least it's big and not the little ones that you can never find in the cake. Okay, so this is what yours should look like after you've mixed the butter and the chocolate together. Keep mixing it, I would say, for a good 2 minutes or a little bit less. But I've been mixing it for a while just to make sure it's okay. So really mix that, and then that is done for the meantime. Then grab another bowl. Boom.
I've got it. 3 eggs.
Okay.
Right, so I've got 3 eggs in there, and I'm gonna whisk it all together.
Okay, so the next thing on my chocolate brownie is 80 grams of your cocoa powder. However, we are using...
Why is it taking you so long? All you've done is mix the butter. All you've done is...
I've been taking my time.
How did it take?
I've had to double it,
to mix
remember?
the butter and sugar together.
I
butter
took my
and chocolate.
time. Right.
Seriously.
Anyway, I'm adding 30... no, made me forget now. I'm mixing in 80 grams of basically cocoa powder, but it's Cadbury's hot chocolate. Does the exact same, so do not panic.
Okay, so I've mixed my butter, sugar and eggs together. Now I'm gonna add a bit of vanilla extract, and then I'm gonna fold in my flour. Vanilla.
Yes, it's actually, yeah, perfect. So once you have done the 80 grams of the cocoa powder or whatever you are using,
yeah.
I have my self-raising flour, is 65 grams. So I'm going to use 65 grams of the flour, 65 grams.
Okay, so I've mixed all my wet ingredients together. I'm gonna weigh out my flour in a minute and then fold it in.
Perfect, don't need a lot of that. And now, caster sugar please. And then it is actually quite a lot of sugar. I was a bit shocked about this. It's 360 grams. Oh yeah, but I remember I'm doubling, so I now need to add another 80 grams of this because I'm doubling it, aren't I?
Could you imagine? She's got to have 600 grams of sugar.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
So we had to add 160 grams of cocoa powder because I'm doubling it, remember guys? So that means I'll now have to do another 65 grams of flour.
I can't believe it's taking you this long just to mix the butter and the chocolate together.
Yes, Erin.
Well done.
Okay, so just to quickly give you an overview, because some people might be confused. If you're not doubling the ingredients, use 80 cocoa powder, 65 flour, and 360 grams. Then you add them all into the bowl, so that's what you need to do. However, I am doubling it, so don't be confused by me.
If you want to double it though, then follow Holly. But
follow Holly if you want to double it, but if you do not, then...
But yeah, my recipe is so easy. It's literally 6 ounces of everything.
I need to quickly use it for my caster sugar.
Caster sugar. Oh no, 600 grams. That is not going to be enough in there.
So it is a lot as it is of caster sugar. It's 360 grams as it is, but I am having to do
600. No, 700.
What's 360 or 360?
670.
What's 360 and 360?
720 in it.
720. So I'm going to have to do 720 of sugar, which is really bad. So once you have got all of them, you now need to mix the dry ingredients together.
I don't want flour. I didn't need this. Right, so I'm going to do 6 ounces of flour. You meant to sieve it, but I can't be bothered really.
So it doesn't actually look like that much sugar once you've got everything else in it with it, but
I love this recipe though. It's just like so easy to remember. So now I'm just going to fold in the flour.
I can't believe I just used 700 grams of sugar. That is ridiculous. And it's normally 360, so again, if you're not doubling it, use 360 of caster sugar. So what you need to do, you will then need to add your butter and your chocolate, which has been sitting in this bowl, to the other bowl, which has caster sugar and flour in it. So you're gonna mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna pour that in now. Oh my god, this is gonna
Why does this look so yellow? I've definitely done it right, haven't I?
That's fine, it looks the exact same. Okay, so then you want to mix that up. So it's really heavy right now because I'm doing so much. Okay, so once you've given it a little whisk, don't worry about whisking it or mixing it too much. You are then going to add your 4 eggs. However, I'm going to add 8 because I'm doubling it, as you all know. Okay, so here goes the 8 eggs. I'm going to crack it into a bowl first because I don't trust myself to do it properly got more. Got 7 more to go.
Right, so here is my cake mixture, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grease my tin. So to butter my tin, I'm just going to put a bit of butter, rub it all over, and then I'm going to put a little tiny bit of flour just on the top. This is like the best way to grease your tin.
It is. I haven't put one bit of shell in here. Wow. That one was a close one.
Okay, so I've greased my tin, and now I'm literally just going to pour the whole lot in here.
Okay, so once you have cracked your 4 eggs for some and 8 eggs for some, I'm then going to add all of the 8 eggs into my mixture. However, before you do that, you have to beat the eggs. So I can't really whisk it in this bowl. But you want to mix the eggs first together because you don't want to add them just like that. You want to mix them first, kind of, they say beat the eggs.
Okay guys, so this is my
Do you know how long this is going to take you?
Friday afternoon snack.
Cheers, mum, for the money.
Okay, so I'm going to go and put my cake in the oven for about 12 minutes on 180. We don't really time it, we just
I think you
the
should
oven
wait
up.
until mine's done and then I can do it as well with you. So, I'm now going to add my 8 eggs into my mixture. Mix and mix and mix and mix. And then you want to basically keep mixing it until it's a silky, smooth consistency. Don't eat it raw, there's eggs in it by the way, so.
Right guys, I'm going to go and put this in the oven now and I'll come back to you when it's all cooked.
I'm going to get my trays. So, if you're doing this at home as well, select a tray that you want to use. I'm going to use this. Make it ideally so that it's quite deep so then it can be cooked better so it won't be as thin. Pour your brownie onto the tray. We are going to line the second baking tray.
Cheers, Mum.
For the money.
I've been
No, you're not.
I am.
No.
I am. She just ate like a pig.
Get it? Pig!
Get ready! Get it? Like a pig. You're spreading it. Oh, you always do that.
I'm really heavy-handed.
I know. Guys, make sure to tag us on Instagram as well if you can recreate any of these. I know I've had loads of messages about the Ben & Jerry's cookie dough. And I was saving it for this video, so if you recreate any of it, make sure to tag us both on Instagram and we will repost you on our stories. Give it a little shuffle. Right guys, so we're going to go and put the brownies in. How long do they take? They take like 35 minutes. But we're going to go and put the brownies in. We'll catch up with you guys when it's all out of the oven. And then I'll show you really quickly how I ice the cake and then we'll be done. Okay guys, so my cake has been out of the oven for a while now and it's just been cooling down. But this is it here. I leave it in here so it's like a tray bake and then I'm just going to put the icing on and show you. Holly's brownies are finished and they look so nice. We've got 2 big brownies here. This will probably all get eaten in like a few days so it won't go to waste. But yeah, Holly just leaves it like that and then I'm going to show you how to ice my cake now. Okay, so for the icing you just need icing sugar. You need quite a lot. Got a bowl full and then you just want to add water and mix it until it's like runny. Okay, so I've got a big bowl of icing sugar and then I'm just going to put a little bit of water in and then mix it all up and then I'll show you. I might have to add more icing sugar because you need like quite a lot.
Posting pictures on the gram so other people know that we're more than friends. Ever since you came.
Okay, so now you've got your icing. You're going to get either hundreds and thousands or sprinkles and you want to just mix them into the icing. This is Brandon's favourite cake ever. And then literally what you're going to do is just pour it on top of the cake.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I'm going to spread it out. Literally pour it on top of the cake. I'm going to spread it around. Probably a bit too runny actually. But... And that's literally, guys, how to make a school cake. Hey! Okay guys, so that was the end of the video. We really hope you guys enjoyed the video.
We're going to get some Nando's take 2.
Yeah, we might get Nando's takeaway.
That's if they deliver.
Yeah, we're going to try and get one.
We don't know, but I hope you enjoy my brownie recipe.
Yeah, don't forget guys, if you follow any of our recipes, make sure you tag us both on Instagram and we will post them on our stories for you. Don't forget to follow us both on Instagram, subscribe, turn my notifications on so you don't miss another video. I'll see you on Saturday at 6 PM.